Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel. Today I'm going to make another of those videos where I show my pen collection, at least a part of it. Let's call it a sub-collection. I'm doing this for some time now because I think it may be interesting if people just want to see a specific thing, a specific finish. I think there are videos that people come and look just to see the review of a particular pen they want to have, but I think it may be also useful for people to search on YouTube and try to find all pens made of wood, and you can have here a collection overview. I don't know why I remembered about wooden pens, because today it's not pens made of wood, it is pens made of copper. So first, if you like the video and if you want to do it, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's really important for me to grow. The other thing, this is one of those videos that sometimes get a little bit long. I don't think these will get excessively long, at least for what I'm used to, because there will be only 4 pens in this video. But there's no writing sample, I'm just showing off the pens, so maybe it will be too long for just that. So feel free to skip this video and to see something else or watch something else. So I will show you the 4 copper pens that I have. I will show them in from the lowest price to the higher price. When it is possible, I will leave the link for the review I made, if I already made the review, and also I will leave a link for the place where you can buy the pen. One of those pens is not possible because I have no link anymore to do it, but we'll see that next. Let's go for the copper pens. First, copper is not an inexpensive material, so all pens made of copper will be of a slightly high price. The first pen that I'm going to show you, and it is more inexpensive, is a pen from Europe. Of all these pens, 2 will be from Europe and 2 will be from the United States. The first one is from Europe, from Germany, and it is this beautiful little pen, the Kaweco Lilliput Copper. Kaweco Lilliput Copper is a very beautiful and small pen that is very shiny when you buy it, but if you use it for a while it will get with this color, and I really like it. You can see the clip has a different shade because the clip is not made of copper, it's made of bronze, so it's slightly different. It has the logo of Kaweco there on the cap. I don't know if it's clearly visible. And it has Kaweco there, and then on the clip that is removable, it is an accessory. It doesn't come with a pen. And it has this cigar shape, very simple cap and barrel, just a little step from the barrel to the cap. And you have threads on the bottom of the barrel just to be able to post the pen, because the pen will be too short to use comfortably, not post it, because it will feel like this, and I find this quite short. Yes, if you really need to write something, you can do it. You just have to squeeze your fingers like this and the pen will rest there and you can write with it. But if you ask me, is that comfortable? No, it's not. If you just need to put a little note on the paper. The pen is made of copper. This has a screw cap and it has a steel nib by Kaweco, number 5 nib, the same nib that you find on the Kaweco Sport line. You unscrew the barrel and inside you have an ink cartridge, small international size, or you can fit the small bulb converter from Kaweco, but the piston converter from Kaweco will not fit, so these will leave you mostly with cartridges. but I think it's nice. This one is always with me in a small Maxpedition pouch, and I think this is very useful. I don't use it that much, but I like to have it next to me to use it if I need. Sometimes I use it, but I don't use it that much. It's like my safety pen, not as a safety pen as the filling mechanism, not talking about that, but it's my safety pen as my reliable that stays in the pouch pen. Very good nib, small and slim pen. I really like it, quite heavy, and I love how copper ages well. And this pen will cost 92 euros, around that, so not an inexpensive pen for this size. The next pen will have quite a jump in price, and that pen comes from the United States, and it is a Sean Design Pocket 6 made of copper. This is a very beautiful pen. I have it for a little time only, so it's not very oxidized yet. It is a little already, but not that much, and if you compare it with the Kaweco Lilliput you can see it perfectly. It is a very interesting pen. It's made on the United States, as I told you, and it costs 162 euros, at least in Europe. I bought it from Europe, from Fontoplumo. This is an interesting pocket pen, nice size, small, short. It has this thing there, which is the opening of the cap, but the cap has also a groove that makes like a ring on the bottom, or a band on the bottom of the cap, but also makes the pen symmetric. It's quite interesting. It has threads on the bottom to be able to post. The pen is cylindrical, just with the end of the barrel is flat, but the end of the cap is not, is convex. These unscrews, and the threads are so well made that it's so smooth. It's so perfect. It's really great. You have a section that has this hour shape, very similar to the shape of the Kaweco Lilliput, although it's bigger and a little bit wider. And one of the big differences you can see is that this one takes a number 6 nib, which is bigger, so it looks nice on this pen because it is much girthier than the Lilliput. It makes sense to have a big nib. However, the pen has a little detail that the section covers a little bit the end of the nib, so the nib looks shorter than a number 6 nib usually looks. This pen can only take international cartridges, the short ones, or the short Kaweco bulb filler converter. There's no room for anything more, and the pen is it's quite heavy, and it is really too short to write with it. Because it's heavier on the barrel, it is even more difficult, because it gets completely out of balance, to write like this, much more than the Kaweco Lilliput. With this you cannot write easily. And it screws the cap on the back perfectly, smoothly, easily. You do not cross thread anything. It is perfect, and the pen is really nice. So this is a beautiful design, very simple. I like it, and this is it, number 6 nib, which is always a nice thing. I have to say that here there should be a pen that is one of my grail pens, and sometimes, I'm not sure about you, most people have a grail pen that they know which it is, the pen exists, and they want to get it. and it will be hard because of the price or because it's just hard to get. One of my Grail pens is a copper pen that would fit here between this pen and the next one, and it would be a Kaweco Sport made of copper. However, Kaweco didn't do it yet. I hope they will do it someday because it really is my Grail pen to have a Kaweco Sport made of copper. So, taking that away because it's like a dreamy thing, it's not real yet. It's something that I may wish to have, but I cannot have because it doesn't exist. Let's go. So Europe, United States, Europe again, and we go to Italy, and we have here the Montegrapa Fortuna mule. And the mule is a pen that is inspired in a cocktail that is served into a copper mug, and this is it. It has silver coated accents over a copper barrel and cap. And this pen looks really good. If you polish it, it becomes shiny as this one, but now it's not shiny. It's very interesting. The coating on this silver part is sometimes flaking away, and the nib seems to have stained a little bit because of the ink there, or maybe this is just an illusion. It has this beautiful nib with the Montegrappa pattern with a beautiful, almost matte color, and this pen has the typical Fortuna shape from Montegrappa, which means it has a quite slim and long barrel. It's not slim as very slim, but a normal barrel. But then you have a bulky cap and rounder. So this is the Fortuna line with this bulky cap with the wheel on the clip that is very, very hard, and this will help the clip to slide over the fabric on your clothes. So this pen takes international cartridge or converters. This comes with converter by Montegrappa, which has a nice feature of having the threads there, so you can thread it correctly and you will not put the pen inside the ink bottle, turn it to fill it, and eventually this will get loose and fall into the ink. It will not happen with this pen, so the threads on the converter are quite nice. So I don't remember if I told you, this is the international sized cartridges or converters. The pen is nice. You can see the scuff here on like this protective layer on the silver part. I wish all came out so it would be nicer. The Fortuna line has something which is quite interesting, is that they have very broad threads, so these will never be sharp on your fingers and you can use them quite well. So this is a beautiful pen, a nice one. I really enjoy it, and I used this pen for a long time in a row. I think for more than 1 year, because this pen really makes me happy. Now I don't know why I'm not using this pen for a long time, and I think I need to come back to it. So about the price, we are just reminding about 92 euros, 162, and is around 300 euros. If you want to have a smaller pen and not spend that much, you have a smaller sized Montegrappa mule, which is the mini mule, and that will cost around 255 euros, so not really inexpensive also. And the final pen, it is the most expensive of these all. I paid 500, not euros, but dollars, US dollars for it, and it is a custom-made pen, and it came from the United States. Let me show it to you. I think this is a beautiful pen. It's made of copper, but it tarnished in a very beautiful way. I think it's more beautiful than all the others, and although I don't know how this happens, I really can't say. The Kaweco has a looks a little bit dull now that is tarnished, but this pen looks still shiny. It's very beautiful. I like this pen a lot. So, what is this? This is a replica of a 1920s Parker Senior Dufold. The Parker Senior Dufold was a pen made exactly like this. It had these ridged, let's call it top cap, or the top of the cap. It was made of hard rubber. This one is made of copper. It had this cap that would be made of plastic or hard rubber. It's made of copper. Then it would have a barrel made of plastic or hard rubber, copper here, and then a blind cap made of copper with these exact details and the sizes and everything. So this pen is completely accurate. There were versions with a cap band and versions without the cap band, and I chose one without cap band. The clip on the Parker Dufold was this one, with the ball clip. Parker didn't use the arrow clip yet. This pen, you may notice that some things look a little bit odd on this clip. It's not 100% perfect, and it's not 100% perfect because this clip isn't also an original clip from Parker. It is also a replica, and it is made of gold. So you have a gold clip over a copper pen, and I think this is beautiful. The pen uncaps by unscrewing, and it reveals the section that was very short with the threads, very short section. Here you can see almost the original color. It's not that oxidized there, with this shape. And I asked for this pen a nib that would be a modern nib. I didn't want a vintage nib. This is a modern nib from the end of 1980s, 1990s, which has the arrow clip like some older versions, not quite the Dufold, only the later Dufold and then the Vacuumatic, and then the Dufolds. After that, the Dufolds had a banner saying Dufold, and now they have a Ace of Spades. So this kind of design is no longer available. An 18 karat gold nib, very nice. I really like Parker nibs. And the pen unscrews, and you can have here a cartridge. So what they made when they made the pen was to have this metal tube in a size that would fit a cartridge, a Parker cartridge. However, this is not a Parker cartridge, this is a Moonman or a Jinhao cartridge, because the pen is not long enough to accommodate a Parker cartridge, full-size Parker cartridge or converter, just because it has the part of the filling system there. And it makes a little step, so if you put here a long cartridge, it will get a little bit deformed. It will fit, get deformed, and I'm afraid it will break and leak. So it fits, but the Jinhao fits perfectly, so I use it. You can unscrew this. Sometimes copper, when unused, gets a little bit tough to unscrew. And you have this. You have that inside, and you have this hole. And why is there a hole? Because there is a button missing that I have there. It is in store, and it has a pressure bar. And when I got this pen, I got it as a button filler. That's how this pen originally were made. So I just press the button. It will press the bar that will press a rubber sac and will fill the pen with ink. The last time I used the pen, the sac went was hard and broke, and I wanted to have the pen ready to write with it because I really wanted to write, and I didn't want to wait until until everything would dry, the shellac and so on. So I removed that filling system and I put the cartridge. Now it is with the cartridge, but whenever I want, I just need to put the new sac, a little shellac, the lever on the back and the button on the top, and then put this on and it will work like a vintage pen. But I have to say that I quite like the cartridge pens, and so this is fun to use. I have to say that this pen, compared with the original Parker Senior Dufold from which it replicates, this pen weighs more 100 grams than the original. In my measurements, the original has a weight of 28 grams. This one weighs, with the cap of course, 128 grams. So it's very, very heavy. You can post the pen, but it posts very high. Dufolds were not meant to be posted, not the original vintage ones, not the modern ones. So I will not post it, and it is very large. And let me talk about this. This was a replica made by Chris Thompson on the USA. He used to make lots of replica pens, mainly from Schiffer and Parker Dufold, and he made Parker Dufold pens in lots of materials, lots. Once I went to his website, and I think he had lots of materials like brass, bronze, and I sent him an email. His website no longer works. He doesn't reply to emails. I don't know if he still works. So I think he is retired now. I cannot contact him. You may try it. Chris Thompson, it's his name. And I asked if he could make the pen of copper. He said yes, without a cap band, and he made that. And it's this beauty. This pen is really, really beautiful. It is a perfect replica, but he had, as I told you, pens made of brass, bronze, titanium, aluminum, steel, and lots of plastic materials and the resins. Very beautiful, unique pens that were not available with those original colors, but he made the replicas. And you may say, oh, but you are copying a real design and you may be selling this as a fake. No, they didn't have the copper version, so this is not a fake. Anyway, however, if you come here, I'm not sure if you can see it because this is because of the oxidation, but it's written there, like the Jeffrey S. Parker, like the original, and then Dufold, and Lucky Curve there, and the patent number, and all that information. But then it says also there, fountain pen, Wisconsin, USA, and the date of the patents and all that. And then you can see here, replica 2004. So no, this pen is not meant to deceive anyone. It's not meant to look like an original vintage Parker. It doesn't. It is not an original vintage Parker. It is a replica because it uses a material that was not available or was not in production for these pens at that time, for this model, but it uses the same design, and it states clearly that this is a replica. So I think this is a beautiful homage to a very beautiful pen. For me, one of my favorite pen designs. I'm not saying it is the most perfect pen design ever, but if I have to say a few of my favorite pen designs, I would say the Parker Dufold, the Parker 45, the Parker T1, and the Kaweco Sport. I think they are some of the best pen designs ever, and this pen is amazing, very heavy, but it really is my pen, and there will not be a lot of those available, at least made by Chris Thompson. There may be some other models, other colors, other materials, maybe other made of copper, but I don't think there will be hundreds of them out there. Maybe just a few, and I have one, and I'm so happy to have this one and to have a pen that I can use as a cartridge pen instead of a button filler when the sack goes bad. And rubber sacks eventually will rip or break if they harden, so I can have the sack going ruined in one moment, and the next, and I just rip it off and I put a cartridge and it's ready to go again. What can I say more? I love this pen. I don't use it that much because it's very heavy, and I'm really afraid of losing this pen because it was very expensive. $500. I think it was my most expensive pen purchase ever. And so, this is all I had to show you. Just 4 pens and over 25 minutes. So, lots of time. Yes, I say always this video will not be as long as others, but they eventually become all very long. I hope you liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below if you have anything that you want to suggest me, or any other copper pens that you know of that I should include in my collection. And I have to say that copper is one of my favorite materials, so I wouldn't mind to have more pens made of copper. And this is it. See you next video. Bye.